All right, everybody, welcome back to today's personal development lesson. I am your host, as always, Joel Dunn. Today, we are going to go over things winners do before they win. Now, it's no secret, winning is awesome. Raise your hand or drop a one in the chat if you like winning. If you don't, you're lying because of course you do. We all love winning. Most people love to celebrate winners. So that means we want to be winners. But few people understand what winners were doing before anyone was watching the win. Because winning is visible. The preparation is what is invisible. And the truth is, by the time people see the victory, the real work has already been done. So if you want to win in business, leading, or in your faith, or ultimately in your life, there are a few things that winners do long before those results that everyone cheers and everyone sees show up. And we're going to go over 5 of those things today. So the first one is winners decide before they are ready. See, most people wait until they feel confident to get started. Winners decide first. They commit long before the conditions are perfect. They move before they feel fully prepared because confidence doesn't come without action. Confidence comes from the action. The people who change their lives are rarely the most talented. That's not to say some talent doesn't play a part, but they are the ones who made the decision and refused to go back on that decision. They saw the decision all the way through. So a powerful question to ask yourself on this one is, did I make the decision? Or did I make it just a suggestion to myself? Because average people suggest things to themselves. Winners, the top 3%, the top 1%, they actually make a decision. And from there, number 2 is winners focus on who they are becoming. Because most people chase the outcomes. Winners build their identity. And how do they do that? Well, they ask different questions. Instead of asking, how do I win? They ask things like, who do I need to become in order for winning to become consistent with me? Because results come and go, but your identity is what sustains your success. If you become disciplined, consistent, and growth focused, you have no other choice but to eventually have consistency and growth. It follows the behavior because your identity drives behavior and behavior drives the results. Number 3 is winners do boring work consistently. I'm going to say that again for those who need to actually hear that one part. Winners do the boring work consistently. Everyone loves the highlight reel. But here's the thing. Very few people love the daily grind, the daily work. You have to fall in love with doing the work. Because success is usually built on doing all the things that are simple and often repetitive. People who jump from idea to thing, even when they find something that works, they only do it for a little bit of time. They don't do it consistently enough. They don't do it repetitively enough because it's boring. We've got new shiny thing syndrome. We're looking for flavor of the day, tip of the week, the things that we think we need to implement today, when in fact, just doing the basics over and over and over again is what leads to winning. The call when you don't feel like it, the workout when you're tired, reading when everyone else is scrolling, those are the things that the successful people do. It's the quiet disciplines that compound over time. The things that nobody applauds, those moments that are unseen, they are the exact ones that produce the results that people eventually see and applaud. Because consistency over time beats intensity of the day every single time. Number 4, winners, they get around people who raise their standards. We talk about this all the time, and nothing is more apparent with me when I get in a room of other high-performing people. When I look back and I look at my standards and go, man, my standards are low compared to those. Your environment will either push you forward or it will hold you back. And winners are intentional about the proximity they get into with winners that are winning at a bigger level than them. They get around people who challenge them, people who stretch their thinking, people who refuse to let them stay average. Who are those people you are getting around? Because standards raise when you are around people who live differently. When you get around people that have a higher standard than you, it gives you the ability to look at what you're doing, reflect on your standards, and you start thinking bigger, acting bolder, and believing more is possible. So you, in turn, start raising the standard for yourself and your team. Because there's one powerful truth in leadership, and it's this: your future often shows up in the 5 people you spend time with. How many times have we gone over that? We know that. So choose wisely. And here's the last one. Winners stay grounded in purpose. Because success without significance is empty. Winning by itself is empty. Purpose is what gives winning meaning. When your work is connected to something bigger than yourself, your resiliency changes because you push harder through the day. You stay disciplined longer. You have this thing inside of you that's nagging you to not give up. You refuse to quit when things get difficult. Because it's not just about you anymore. It's about impact. It's about change in other people. It's about something bigger than just you winning. It's about the ripple effect of what a life of your leadership can create for others. And when the purpose is strong, the stuff that you're doing becomes less harder. And quitting becomes much harder. See, everyone loves the moment someone wins. But the truth is, winning is rarely built in that single moment. It's built in the early mornings, the quiet decisions, the unseen discipline. So today, ask yourself this: am I preparing like someone who wins? Because they build themselves into the kind of person the moment eventually finds. When that moment finds you, are you going to be ready to take it? So here's the thing. Number 1, winners decide before they are ready. That's you. You're going to decide today that you are going to win. Then 2, they focus on who they want to become and who they are becoming. You're going to do the boring work consistently because you need to do the work in the unseen before it becomes seen. You're going to get around people that have higher standards, which allows you to stretch and raise your standards. And then finally, you're going to stay grounded because you're doing it for a purpose bigger than yourself. You're going to be doing it for other people. Guys, I hope this helped. Make sure you tag somebody on your team that needs to hear this, somebody that you want to run with, somebody whose standard you want to raise, so that you and your teams can have a ripple effect and the compounding and the winning starts to show up. Guys, go out and make it an amazing day and hope your week is as awesome as you are.